It's Tammy Gingro, Body and Balance. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to share with you the ancient Egyptian Celtic cross tarot reading for the full moon in Scorpio, which is exact in a short while tonight. I believe it's 7:47 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere in there, somewhere right around in there. The moon moved into the sign of Scorpio just a few hours ago at 11:17 a.m. This is in Eastern time. And if you are following astrology, April is an incredible month for rebirthing, releasing all that is meant to be released. It will be supported for you to do so. The sun itself has been rebirthed in the total solar eclipse in Aries, conjunct Chiron, on the 8th of April. And we've had the once-in-a-lifetime Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus, once in a lifetime for some people. If you were born 1941 or before, then this will be your second. But it's big energy, big energy. Beautiful energy. Are you ready to birth the best version of yourself? She or he is already in there. It's about unveiling. Scorpio itself, ruled by Pluto, the planet of death and transformation. Pluto is Osiris in shamanic Egyptian astrology. It's about learning to die before you die, to no longer fear death. Things die all the time. And then comes the rebirth. So let's dive into our reading. The card in the first position, we have the Three of Pentacles, which is Mars in Capricorn. It's kind of funny. I do a really in-depth meditation and shuffling process. And I was shuffling the final deck and asking for which card, is the basic energy. This represents the basic collective energy. The discs is the earth element. And so I stopped and I said, is this it? And I looked at it and I said, no, this isn't it. And I shuffled again. And I'm like, this is it for sure. And it was the Three of Pentacles again. So when it's meant to be, it will not pass you by. This card is works, and it's about having all of the alchemical elements needed to build what we're building. I have an ongoing series. My word of the year in 2024 is build. I drew a beautiful symbol and logo for the summit, and there'll be another summit coming up, but this reminds me of that. So this is when body, mind, spirit are all in alignment. The Mercury, salt and sulfur, the alchemical elements, the rajas, the tapas, and the sattva in the Hindu. We have everything we need to build. Beautiful symbolism, beautiful energy. Mars is very comfortable in Capricorn. Mars brings his energy to Capricorn's work ethic. So I have an affirmation. As you know, I normally offer affirmations. I highly encourage you to pause, to make a list, to write down the affirmations that resonate with you, and to repeat them each and every morning. They will help you to manifest the world you desire. I am now ready to give everything and receive everything. It's that equilibrium, that balance of giving and receiving. If you caught the Jupiter-Uranus reading that I did just a couple days ago, the divine feminine, total woman, embodied woman was all over that reading. And anyway, card number 2. This is the energy furthering or hindering the basic energy. And we have here the Hierophant, who is the sign of Taurus. And it just never, ever, 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 ever ceases to amaze me. The cards that come are the cards that are predominant in our astrology. We have the Sun, Jupiter, and Uranus all in the sign of Taurus. The Sun came to join the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction just one day after it was exact, when the Sun moved into Taurus. We've officially just entered Taurus season. And the Hierophant, to me, really represents divine masculine in his ultimate form, divine, sacred, masculine, not all the toxic patriarchal qualities that have corrupted our world to date for thousands and thousands of years. But this is that balancing of the masculine within. One of the themes of my life, really, it became very much a part of my personal work in 2021, is the reconciliation of opposites, the balancing and the restoration of divine sacred masculine within us. And when a woman especially balances the divine masculine, that the woman, the receptive qualities, the feminine yin lunar qualities are then free. We're no longer in survival mode, but we're free to be co-creative, to feel secure. So this Hierophant has a lot of symbolism. I'm going to say it's Venus there in front of him. And he's got the star at his heart. He has all of the elements, the bull, the human, the eagle, the elephant bull, all of these masculine elements around him. And yeah, to me, he really just is inviting us to heal the masculine within us and the masculine outside of us, to begin to forgive, if we haven't already, all of the injustice. Literally forgive and forget, and articulate what is the perfect masculine. What attributes does he have? This, I'm not going to share what I believe. I'm asking you to journal about this. We journaled about the qualities of the perfect feminine in to you. That'll be different a little bit for each of us. It'll be same, but different. So funny that we were, asked to go inward and think about all of the qualities of a well-balanced, mature feminine. And now we're being asked to write down the qualities of the divine sacred masculine. He would be a good leader. He would be loving, kind, generous, noble, a man of dignity, respect, with a good work ethic. He's abundant. He provides for his family, his community. He's resourceful. He's spiritual. He's strong. He's fit. He's healthy. He's wise. He has heart-mind coherence. He's a heart-centered man. So is there a masculine leader in your life that you can go to for mentoring, for counsel, for a conversation, to express your love or gratitude? That would be a good practice today. The affirmation that I have for you with the Hierophant card is, there is only one voice worth listening to, the voice of my own heart. The card in the third position, which is representing our conscious thoughts, we have the Prince of Cups. So we have 3 court cards in the Jupiter-Uranus reading, and we have 3 court cards again today, but 3 different court cards today. we had the Knight of Cups in the reading, and now we have the Prince of Cups. So the Prince represents the airy aspect of water. He rules, so we already had Taurus show up. We have the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter, Sun, Uranus, and Jupiter in Taurus. Now, this prince rules from the 21st degree of Libra to the 20th degree of Scorpio. Of course, we know we have our moon, our full moon, our pink moon in Scorpio right now, and he shows up in our conscious thoughts. The princes are always riding a chariot. Being the airy aspect of water, his chariot is a great bird. It might be an eagle, I'm not sure. And then look at those beautiful waves around him. The airy part of water is steam. Think of elasticity, volatility, the hydrostatic, powerful qualities of water. In the I Ching, he represents the 61st hexagram Kung Fu. I have not, oftentimes I go into before the reading and consult the I Ching. I haven't done that for this reading. I may do a subsequent reading after further meditation later. But this prince is fast moving. His chariot is ready to go. So it's very advantageous to have a direction to go in. Now, this chariot taking us into the watery depths of the transformation that we undoubtedly go through with a Scorpio full moon. I said earlier today, whether you are consciously aware of it or not, it's like we're all in the ocean, 20 feet from shore, and a huge wave is coming, and we're going to ride that wave. And before it brings us to the surface, it's going to take us to the depths. Are you ready to dive into your shadow self, knowing there is no aspect of yourself, past, present, or future, that you will be afraid of, that you will be ashamed of, that you won't be ready to integrate and to love? Because that's what the shadow work is. It's discovery, integration, and love. It is past time to completely transcend those lower vibration energies of fear, shame, anxiousness, frustration, lack in any form, especially lack of self-worth. It is time. The Knight of Cups spoke to us about no longer being self-deprivating, no longer being self-critical. And I've got to actually plug in my phone. Give me just a second here. There we go. And then the prince is just, I would say, like elevating that, taking us to the next level of self-love, self-care. I've got lots of self-care tips and videos for you on the way, but maybe post in the comments. What are your go-to self-care rituals? Do you have any full moon rituals? It's time to experience those. Okay, we cannot have a full moon in Scorpio reading without the significator of the reading, the Death card, number 13 in the tarot. This is the card of Scorpio, death and transformation. This card came up in the clarifiers for our final outcome card in the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction reading. And again, it's not about physical death. It's about learning to die before you die, learning to embrace death, all the aspects of death, to know that it's a transition. When I leave this body, I am again the spark of energy that came into this body. I am again at home with my soul family. I am at one without any separation of this physical form with the source of all creation. So death really, and sort of not conquering death, but accepting death, loving death, learning to love the cycles of change and all the discomfort that comes with them. We can't change something without any discomfort. You know, somewhere in her story, we became afraid to feel, right? Are you afraid to feel? Sometimes those feelings are hard. If it's grief, if it's anger, if it's sadness, those are hard, can be challenging emotions to move through. But we've got to feel the feels, you know? If I have an injury, I'm not one to take pain medication. I want to feel so that I know how much I can do to rehab my condition. If I just mask the pain, I'm going to overdo and keep re-injuring. It's important to feel the feels of transformation, to move through it with greater and greater grace, ease, optimism, joy, knowing that when we let go of the old and the new comes in, it is going to exceed your wildest dreams and expectations. What are you birthing right now? This is in the position of our unconscious thoughts, death, fertilizer. What is dying is fertilizer for what's being born, what's being renewed. So this is another reminder to go into, consciously into your unconscious and your subconscious during this moon. I don't know if you got out in the moonlight last night. Here in southwestern Pennsylvania, we had clear skies and the moon shone through my window as I slept. I charged my crystals, my talismans, and got out in my bare feet on the earth last night and again this morning. Tonight we'll have a full moon bonfire. But yeah, embrace death and transformation. I wanted to read a couple of the notes that I took from death in the reading on Saturday, the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction reading. It's about resurrection, becoming free of old ensnarements. Sometimes I can't read my own writing. Free of old ensnarements, getting off the karmic wheel, the things that have tripped you up, held you back, kept you down, kept you small. It's time to break free and break through those old ensnarements. Free of karma, stepping off the karmic wheel, being open and embracing internal and external changes. The card indicates we're ready to let go, ready to be liberated, ready to liberate ourselves and others, which reminds me of my sort of soul intention, my soul identity. I am Haru Raha, Lord and Queen of the Sun, here to share light, life, liberty, and love for the purpose of the complete emancipation of the human race. And the affirmation. Oh, one other note from that. And again, I hate to repeat, but it's so relevant. And it was in the clarifying cards last time. Here it's in our unconscious thoughts. It's repeating again because it's important. It's important to go a deeper level of you and your relationship with death, transformation, rebirth. There is an undeniable rebirth occurring. Make it a conscious one. Choose who you're becoming. Articulate who you're becoming. So when we resist change and cling to what is expired, that is when the process of transformation can become painful. So the affirmations that I have for you, I am now ready to make necessary changes. I surrender to the great stream. I die before I die. I accept the pain that may come with letting go. And I am ready for the dawn. It is often darkest just before dawn. So, in the past influence, you cannot make this stuff up. It is too perfect. In the past influence, we have the devil, which, by the way, also is our third major arcana in the reading, and we're only up to card number 5, which means that these are farther reaching energies. We're still riding the energies of the eclipses. That's 6-month energy. These are building upon these energies, and that we're still square in the energy of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which is bringing about changes for us all. And that energy will be felt until they are no longer in conjunction, which is after May 19th. So the devil is so very misunderstood. The devil is the card of Capricorn. The devil actually represents procreative energy, new vitalization, humor, sexuality, sensuality, which are also very Scorpio themes, freedom, individuality, and maintaining your individuality in a community. I will venture to say, whether it's a popular opinion or not, that the archetype of the devil that most of us sort of buy into, if you will, is one that has been created to keep us fearing a wrathful God, a God filled with vengeance and hellfire, a God who can be completely defined by a set of thou shalt nots or else. And that is not the God that is within me. That is not the God who birthed me and created me. That is not the God that I have union with. The God that I am co-creating with created me in his and her image, a full co-creator here to create my own unique everything, purpose. And I've got so much to create. So we see, can you see the phallic-like image in here? It's pretty hard not to. You see the 2 spheres, which kind of represent the testes. You see the column, which kind of represents the phallus, and the ring at the top, transcending consciousness, transcending higher levels of consciousness. That idea that the knowledge we seek, we already possess. We see these spiral horns also going up to the cosmos to receive transmissions like antenna. It's time for us to really do the work to clear our pineal gland, which is the gland directly related and connected to our intuition, our third eye. That's what I have for you with the devil. I did have an affirmation for that. Let me find that for you. The affirmation for the devil is, should you choose to accept it, I am the master of my life. The card in the 6th position, which represents the energy that is taking us into the future, the energies that we are riding into the future. This is one of the most, if not the most, comprehensive card in the deck. I have been promising to write a whole thesis on this card. This card, to me, represents the ultimate reconciliation of all opposites, the answer to the isms. The isms are what keep us divided. The racism, fascism, what's the big one that became a buzzword with Trump? Oh, Jesus Lord, I don't buy into these isms. It is time to reconcile the opposites. Ism is the same root word that's in chasm. Having isms creates a chasm. It is past time for unity consciousness. It's past time to be the lover and the beloved, to know that there is no difference between you and me. And if something in you triggers me, I've got to love that aspect of you and love that aspect of me. And until and unless we can truly love every other and recognize that every other is my other myself, there will be no peace. I will write this blog, this thesis. It is an important piece of work that can be found in the symbolism of this card. There is rich symbolism. The red eagle and the white lion, these are repeating themes in alchemy and in this deck, and they change colors. They were on the shield of the Empress, who was in the position of our unconscious thoughts in the reading on Saturday. And they're also in the Lovers card. And I'm thinking of another card where they are as well, but she's got this great pentacle behind her. And the discs, the pentacles, which is the symbol in tarot of the earth element, are not flat discs like a coin. They are whirling balls of energy, like a universe in and of themselves. And I'm going to read to you from Crowley at the end of our reading, something that may be, you'll see when we get to it. But this art card, Reconciliation of Opposites, let me, I'm not going to say a lot more on this. She is Sagittarius. She's the sign of Sagittarius, which again, one of the most comprehensive signs, a fire sign. So again, loads of energy moving us forward. To me, this tells me, let go of the isms. Just let go of them. If we don't give them our attention. So in other words, there really cannot be, in my opinion, some people are looking for reclamation. What do they call it? In other words, some kind of payback for what they've been subject to in the past. That's not really possible. All we can do is choose love, peace, harmony, abundance, connection, abundance in all forms. Connection is currency. Loving others that you may not have wanted to love before. Do you know what I mean? It's about taking action to create the world that we wish to create. And we have everything we need at this time to do just that. We are being fully supported, human star seeds, to really upshift, up level. We are being, it's a portal. It's a portal. It's an access. It's it is a collective shift in consciousness. So let's go. That's what I have to say. Let's fucking go. The affirmation for the art card, number 14, in the major arcana. That's our last major arcana in the reading, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 major arcana. Uno momento. I surrender to the transformative powers of the divine. I am an open channel for creative energy. I surrender to the transformative power of the divine within and without. I am an open channel for creative energy. What are you creating? What are you birthing? Who are you becoming? Build who you're becoming. That's the theme of Build 2024. Bringing us to the card in the 7th position, which represents you and I in a collective reading. And we have our second court card. There are 12 court cards. They rule the zodiac signs. And we have our second prince, another chariot, this one being drawn by children. So this prince is kind of erratic. you know, he's being drawn with no definite purpose. He represents the airy part of air, the intellectual, the mind. And specifically, he kind of paints a picture of the mind without purpose, which is not very good. Those would be his more ill-dignified qualities. But we also have the primordial energy of air and the ability to really begin to reset, reprogram, rewire our mind, to bring the intellect into coherence with our heart, which is such an important theme. This prince rules from the 21st degree of Capricorn to the 20th degree of Aquarius, where we know Pluto is for a long time. And we are also, as you may know, probably know, really moving into the age of Aquarius, the new aeon of Horus. And these Aquarian themes of collaboration, cooperation, community are inevitable. So let's do it. Let's let go of the unhealthy nuclear households, lone wolfing it, doing it all alone, that has been more like forced upon us, I would say, and reclaim ancient ways of living in community. What else do I have for you on the Prince of Swords and the I Ching? He represents the 57th hexagram, Sun, and the affirmation that I have for you with this Prince of Swords is, my creative possibilities have no limits. So it's really, we're really being asked, what are we passionate about? What are we birthing? What are we bringing forth? What kind of world do you want to live in? And no one else is going to create it. It's up to us. Let's step out of our own little boxes. If you've got a job that you're not happy with, it's just paying the bills, start working on your side hustle. If you don't know what your purpose is in life, please reach out to me for a coaching session or a coaching package. I will dive in with you and help you to articulate your purpose, to uncover your soul's purpose, and help you on the path of living your purpose with passion. That's what we've got to do. My creative possibilities have no limits, and neither do yours. I hope that you will adopt that one. I'm going to put that one on my mirror. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Next, in the 8th position, which is energies coming to us from the outside world, we have the 5 of Pentacles. This is worry. 5s, and Taurus is the Hierophant is a 5. Taurus is the 5th month. The numerology of 5 is it's the number of change. You know, it's right in the middle of 1 through 10. 1, the element is not yet manifest. 2, there's a lot of energy. 2, coming together, the element being formed. 3, we have the 3 of Pentacles, works actively, manifesting that element. 4 tends to be a time of good balance and progression. And then in 5, it's time to revisit, regroup, reorganize, rebirth, reset. So 5s are a necessary time of reflection for the change, for the rebirth, for the transfiguration. We all have the potential for transfiguration during this time, leaving the old behind, unveiling our radiance, our fluorescence, our brilliance. This is what we're being called to in this new aeon of Aquarius. For the 5, I have for you, this is Mercury in Taurus. It can represent pessimism, survival-based fears, worry, things we worry about. Mercury is not entirely at home in Taurus. Taurus being steadfast, rather stubborn, the, sorry, not mutable, fixed, the fixed earth sign, Taurus. The affirmations that I have for you with this, I have more than one, and they're very powerful should you choose to accept them. I am responsible for everything I have created in my life. I see things clearly from a neutral perspective. I'm not getting entangled in negative emotions. I'm able to rise above whatever the circumstance, see things clearly from a neutral perspective. I am ready to articulate the changes to create my life, the world, on purpose with passion. I think this is my favorite affirmation, maybe ever. I am ready to articulate the changes to create my life slash the world. When I create my life, I'm creating the world I live in on purpose with passion. Bringing us to the ninth card in the reading, we have the Queen of Wands. Again, we're seeing our third court card in this reading. In the Jupiter-Uranus reading, which I knew these two would be closely connected based on the proximity of the energies and the furthering of the energies, we had the Princess of Wands in the same position in that reading, in our hopes and fears. This is a very powerful creative force. She is a force to be reckoned with. She is an incredible, benevolent ruler, the Queen of Fire. She represents the watery part of fire, which is its fluidity and its color. Think of the fluidity of fire dancing and the colors. And she rules from the 21st degree of Pisces to the 20th degree of Aries. So, of course, we've just transitioned out of one of the most potent Aries seasons, certainly of our lifetime. And we're taking this energy forward. She ruled the eclipse that we just had. We still have Chiron in Aries, Venus in Aries. No. Yeah, Venus in Aries. Venus is about to square Pluto. So there's so much symbolism here. Her crown are rays of fire. Her long hair is fire. She's seated on a throne of fire. At the top of her wand is a pine cone, which I found this interesting. In the Princess, if you haven't seen that reading, I will put a link to it. The princess's staff is pointing downward. It's in the earth, and the top of her staff becomes a diamond. And we talked about that diamond replacing your pineal gland. The pineal gland is teeny tiny, looks like a pine cone. So I love that it's the pine cone here, but then with the princess, she puts it into the earth, and the pressure just comes to make it into a diamond. Even though it takes millions of years to create a diamond, energetically, you can renew your pineal gland and receive a diamond in there to bring crystal clarity to your intuition. I am receiving translations of light language with ease and grace. There is so much light pouring onto our planet. You and I, light workers, light beings, light warriors. The flames, she commands into geometrical patterns of light with her creative powers. My creative powers have no limits. This is the energy in our hopes and fears. What are we going to create? Really amazing. Her qualities, she's adaptable, persistent energy, calm authority. And she knows how to use her calm authority to accomplish her purpose. She is magnetic. And in the I Ching, she represents the 17th hexagram Sui. Okay, bringing us almost to a close in the Final outcome, one of my favorite cards. This card was in the solar eclipse reading, the Ace of Pentacles as our final outcome. This is the second happiest card in the deck. This card basically is like, you are the prince or the princess. You were prayed for by a benevolent ruling king and queen. You were sung to in the womb and sung to as you were being born. You have an inheritance that is yours. You have not really servants, but you have every single thing, education, every single people, place, and thing that you need to support you in your journey into who you're becoming as the prince or the princess. You were becoming the king or the queen. You know, it's like we have every single thing we need. The symbolism here is so profound. I am going to first kind of read some notes that I have for you, and then I'm going to read a little excerpt out of the Crowley Tehote tarot book. So, this card represents also inner and outer riches. We have a responsibility to identify our inner riches and then share them with the world, which is going to bring wealth through generosity, great success, unification of body and soul, material and spirit, heaven and earth, wholeness, healed wholeness. The affirmations that I have for you: I am healed, I am whole, I am free, I am abundant, I am divine, I am infinite, I am energy, I am magnetic. Optimal health and wealth is my natural condition, and I freely express my spirituality and my creativity in the world. I hope that you will take the time to adopt all of these affirmations and or be inspired to write your own. And again, if you need help writing your own, that is one of the many things that I can do for you in a coaching call. So now I'm going to read to you some of what Crowley has to say in the Ace of Pentacles. And I will let you know that he doesn't necessarily speak in the most easily understood terms. Crowley was a brilliant, brilliant magician, creator. Okay. So he's already talked a little bit about the symbolism. And he says these historical data are necessary to explain why all previous packs, he's picking apart tarot packs that fall short of the holistic properties and revealed mysteries that this deck contains. A little more than archaeological interest for the new aeon, which he wrote this for. So I tend to like people like Yogi Bhajan and Crowley, who were writing for future generations. He was writing this back in the 40s for the age of Aquarius. The new aeon demanded a new system of symbolism. Thus, in particular, the old conception of the earth as a passive, immobile, even dead, even evil element had to go. It was imperative to restore the king scale color attribution to that aeon of Isis, aeon of Osiris, emerald green as was understood by the Egyptian hierophants. This green, however, is not the original vegetable green of Isis, but the new green of spring, followed by the resurrection of Osiris as Horus. Nor are the discs anymore to be considered as coins. Mere coins, the disc is a whirling emblem, naturally so, since it is now known that every star, every true planet is a whirling sphere. The atom, again, is no more the hard, intractable, dead particle of Dalton, but a system of whirling forces comparable to the solar hierarchy itself. And that, to me, expresses that we are not made of atoms. And if we are, those atoms are really plasma. light. We are beings of light. We are powerful, co-creative beings of light. Shine your light brightly. Unveil your true radiance, your brilliance, and let go. Rein the tiger of fear. Courageously step forth. The world needs your brilliance. Last thing I'm going to share before we close out. Well, kind of fascinating. Again, the way that I do my shuffling, we have two different bottoms of the deck. We have the sun was the first bottom of the deck when I cut my cards into 3 packs as I do. And the sun is truly the happiest card in the deck. And I'm not going to go into it a lot. Just look at the energy. Just feel the joy of this card. This is Leo. This is August. Everybody's filled with energy in August. There's abundance of food growing, so many things to do. The sun is the center of our solar system, the great central sun, the center of our universe. They are informing us with increased solar flares and solar rays. And then when I cut the deck, I end up with a third of the deck that I then shuffle for the reading. I always make sure the significator, in this case, it was the death card, is in that pack before I shuffle it and deal out the reading. And then I never know if the significator will actually show up in the reading or not. Today, we know it's here in our unconscious thoughts. Anyway, the second bottom of the deck, third happiest card in the deck, one of the top 3, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, and the 10 of Cups, which is satiety or abundance, wishes and dreams fulfilled. The best life you can dream, now is the time. Take small steps. Drop into your creativity. My creativity knows no limits. That's all I have for you. If you would like a personal reading, you can email me. That's the way to do it. Soon you'll be able to click a link and get right to my calendar. But right now, you've got to email me. But this would be a great time to have a personal reading with me or another tarot reading, or certainly to have an astrological reading. Yeah, it's a great time to really dive into your own unique soul purpose. Blessings and love, beautiful beings. Get out under the moonlight, get your bare feet on the earth, and comment. Let me know what this brings up for you. I would love to hear your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It will really help me to grow. And I'm planning to be a lot more generous with my offerings. So you'll be seeing a lot more of me should you choose. That's all for now.